What's up, weirdos? I'm Chris Weir, and this is the Chris Weir Experience. And today on Chris Weir Answers, I answer the question, is email marketing still relevant? Email marketing has gone through quite the evolution through the years. If you go back to the late 90s, beginning of the 2000s, we see email being used and coming onto the scene. Open rates were ridiculous. 85-90% open rate was not unheard of at all because everybody was excited to get an email. It was kind of like getting a letter in the postal mail. An email came in, so we're starting to get these emails for the first time. So everybody opened every single email that you got. And we would spend hours in a day opening all the emails that we would get. That's not the case anymore. Not only do we not open them, now we have spam filters that kind of help filter out much of the bulk emails that are coming our way and the marketing emails that come our way. A lot of them will fall into spam filters and end up going to the trash box before we ever see them. So it has become more difficult as an advertiser to get our emails in front of the actual audience that we want to have see the email. Now, why is that? Well, the audience's expectation for communication has grown exponentially. The requirement for authenticity has gotten so high. So we used to in emails, very early on, they were simply newsletters, right? Whether it was a weekly or a monthly newsletter, whatever it was, that was basically the only communication that went through emails. And then it kind of transitioned. Marketing automation came onto the scene mid-2000s. I want to say 2006-ish, somewhere around in there. Marketing automation came in, and you had companies like HubSpot and Marketo and Pardot who came out with all these email softwares. And they were available for us to automate the entire communication process with prospects and clients, which sounded great on paper. I mean, we could connect your marketing automation software to your POS system inside your retail store, and we could send out an email to clients after they've made a purchase, and the email would be formulated based on their purchase. So if they bought a pair of shoes, we could send them an email and recommend a certain type of socks based on the type of shoe that they bought. It was mind-boggling what automation software could do. And so it sounded good on paper. The problem was it was automating a conversation with another human being. And, if you follow my content at all, one of the things that I've talked about, I think I even did a show on it, an episode on it either this week or last week, about context being so important these days. And in some cases, just as important as the content itself is the context. And part of context is authenticity. Part of context is the way in which we're delivering and communicating with our particular audience. And people are seeing right through this automation. Very quickly, we began to realize when we were getting a real email from a person and we were getting an automated email from a software. And people are seeing right through it, and it's not making it to their eyeballs. They're dumping it in the trash before they ever even read it these days. So is email relevant? Yeah, it's still relevant. I still see it being very relevant for newsletters. Again, whatever frequency that is, weekly, monthly, whatever. Just make sure your audience knows that when they sign up for your newsletter. But yeah, sending out the newsletters like that. But if you're doing it for sales or marketing, you're just going to have to spend the time to if you're going to try to be personal with your email, you're just going to have to spend the time to do it. You're going to have to sit down and write your emails, or your salespeople are going to have to write your emails, or whoever it is in the company that does emails. They're going to have to start doing those emails. It just is what it is. I've said it this week on I think social media or something. You can hate it all day long, but you can't deny it, right? Look at your open rates. We can sit here and argue back and forth about the time that it takes to sit down and write all the emails that you need to write, but I'm going to win that argument every single time because The open rates that you're getting from not taking the time and writing out those emails is you're just wasting. You're wasting all those emails that they're going out, and they're not getting the conversions that you're wanting. So I think if you're doing generic emails, be open that it's generic. Don't try to hide behind it. Don't try to make it feel all personal. Quit faking it, because audience is seen straight through the faking. So if it's a generic email going out to a mass, just be clear that it, don't try to hide it. Just send it. It is what it is. And I think that's fine. They're going to open it or they're not going to open it. And that just kind of is what it is, right? So any marketing message that you're putting out there to the mass, no matter what medium you're doing, some are going to get it, some aren't. And that just is what it is. But if you're doing individual communication with prospects, with clients, you need to actually type those out to those individuals, and you need to have an authentic, personal conversation. And that's where I see email still being incredibly relevant, is if you can use it in that way, and follow those kind of guardrails there. It'll still work for you. It'll still get things done. Look, you can get attention anywhere today. I can still get attention from TV. There's a reason that the Super Bowl sells out at these ridiculous prices every single year for TV commercials. People are still watching TV commercials. They're still reading the newspaper. They're still going on the radio, and they're still taking emails. Open rates are not zero right now, so you can still get attention everywhere. The question comes down to, where is my biggest return today? Now, 6 months from now, it may be something different, but is email, the question that you have to ask yourself, is email the best place for you to get engagement? Maybe it's a direct message on social media today instead of email. Maybe it's text messaging instead. Hell, your demographic may be sending out postal mail might work better. But you have to determine that for yours. So is email still relevant? Yeah, it's just as relevant as any other marketing method that's out there. But you have to determine whether it produces the best return for you and whatever your goals are. I really hope this helps somebody. If it did, please do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those different things that you do on social media. I would really greatly, sincerely appreciate you doing that. Let me know what you thought about it. Otherwise, have a spectacular day, and I'll see you back tomorrow.